Hi, my name's Blaze, and this is my dad's 2012 Toyota Tundra. Somebody broke into it the other day, threw a rock through the window, so now we have no window. We're gonna replace the window. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So, first, you're gonna remove this trim piece right here. It's held in by a couple plastic clips. You can just pull it off, right there. Next up, you're gonna remove this little felt pad right here on the inside of the door. Might be a little hard to get it, but there you go. There's a screw right in here that you're gonna remove. So take a Phillips head screwdriver and remove it. Next, right behind the door handle, you're gonna see a plastic plate. You can use a flathead screwdriver or one of these trim tools and just put it right back in there, pop it out. There's gonna be a screw right behind that you'll also wanna remove. After you remove your screws, you're gonna start right over here, right in the window, and you're gonna pull. And the door panel will come right off. Come here. Right inside you have your wiring harness. You need to remove your wiring harness. There's a little clip down at the bottom. You just pull it out.
Can't really see it.
There's a little button right there on top you have to depress. After that, right over here, you have your lock and door handle. These come out just like that, and your door panel is good to go. Now you can come over here and finish removing it from this little part right here, which needs to pop out. Okay, this pin is very hard to remove, so if you don't want to, you don't have to. You can just let the door panel hang. Next, you have your weather barrier right here, which is this plastic sheet. You need to remove this. It's just held on by some glue, and you can easily remove that. Okay, so quick tip is to take the glue from right here and just stick it right up top so you have access to your service panel. Now next, you want to roll down the window so you can access your window. I don't know what they're called, but basically it's where the window bolts into the lifter. Make sure you get all the old glass out, or else the door's gonna rattle every time you open and close it. Okay, so next, after you've rolled your window down, you'll see a hole here where you can get to that screw right there. This bar slides left and right, so you can adjust where the screws are. So right there's one, and on this side is your other hole, so you can get that screw. You're gonna need a socket to get that. I'll tell you which one. So you can use a 13/32 socket to remove these two bolts right here. So after you remove the bolts, what you can do is pull out the old glass that was in the door right here. Let's see, is this? Before you install the new glass, what you want to do is come over here and make sure you remove all the old glass from in your seal. There's some right there. You can take that out with a vacuum or a screwdriver, just get it out of there. Same on this side. Okay, so we have our new glass right here. This is how it comes from Toyota, and it was $270. A lot cheaper than anywhere else you'll get it in Florida, except maybe a junkyard. So, we've been gone for 30 minutes because this is a pain in the ass, but what we've realized is that there's two screws, one right here and one right here, that you need to remove. On the inside of the door, there's a piece of metal down in there that bolts in right here. what you need to do is push down and slide it back. There's a notch inside the door panel it'll slide back into. Then you can get your glass in a little easier. This foam needs to be peeled back so you have an extra inch of access.
And you put the window in from the inside.
The window comes in inside, front, and then that back, it'll drop down, and it'll drop right down into the door panel. Once it's inside the door panel, you want to line up your two tabs on the front and the back. Once you get the window in, you're going to want to take your small screw right there and put it back into that black bracket. Screw it in hand tight, and then get your bottom one, which is right down here below this electrical tab. After you bolt back in your guide bar with these two bolts right here, you want to raise your window just a little bit so you can get to your access holes. After that, you're going to take your screws, you're going to put them right back in. For these screws, you want to do them by hand so that way you don't break the window. You just need to snug them down. Not too tight, not too loose. Just right. Okay, so after you've screwed your window in, you want to roll it up and make sure it'll work and make sure everything's sliding right instead of sticking. Then you're going to take your weather shield right here and you're just going to stick it back in place. Now you're going to put your door panel back on. You're going to take your green cable, hook that into the bottom one. Take your white cable, hook that into the top. Take your window harness and plug that down into the bottom. Now you're going to take your door panel and you're going to put all your little clips in. When you're putting your door panel back on, sometimes it's helpful to roll down the window and line this up with the top. It might take a little persuasion, but you got to get that nice and clean right across there. Then you're going to take your screws, put them back in. Make sure you line up your hole, and you should be good. Take your piece of felt, drop it back in. Take this plastic piece, slide that right back in there, and it'll just push right in. Took 2 hours, but the window's in.